Hi everyone, welcome to another Joseki lesson. So I haven't updated this in a couple weeks, but I've been thinking about how to teach this Joseki for a while now. So in the past couple of lessons, we covered the small knight's response, number 6 here, to the small knight's approach to the corner start point. And we covered the most basic patterns after number 6. And starting from this lesson, in the next 2 or 3 lessons, let's look at the basic patterns, most basic josekis that you should know, stemming from this number 6, which is a one-space jump in response to the small knight's approach to the corner start point. Like some of the josekis we've already seen, this one is pretty tricky, especially in the age of AI. Before AI, it was easier, much easier to teach. Now it's much harder, and I haven't really seen a good explanation of this set of josekis for beginners or lower level amateur players. Definitely doesn't really exist in English, not that I know of. Of course, if you've seen a good one, please let me know, and I'm happy to learn from other creators out there. And the sources I've seen are in Chinese. There are some professional players making videos, but those are geared towards higher level amateur players like me, who can kind of understand what's going on without them explaining too much. Usually they're just like, this is a pattern, this is another pattern, all these variations are 10 to 15 moves, this is good for black and that is good for white. And you have to figure out why that is on your own. They do not explain the why questions behind every move, and they don't often explain why some moves are not made. So that's why it's so difficult for beginners and lower level amateur players to grasp these josekis. And that's why I do these little speeches in my joseki videos all the time. You have to understand exactly what's going on. Don't feel too bad if you don't understand everything at first. A lot of this comes with experience. So it's very important to try to use some of these josekis and see for yourself. Watching these videos is good for learning what's out there, but for practical purposes, these videos are quite limited. Alright, enough with the speech. Let's jump into the basic patterns for this joseki. There are actually many josekis stemming from number 6. Let's cover the most basic ones in this video, and the next video will be the more important one, the one I've been thinking about a lot lately. But I decided to defer it for one video because we need to go through the most basic moves for this one. Once again, a very basic move would be right here, number 7. We've already seen this in the previous set of josekis, and the conclusion is the same. Before the age of AI, the joseki would look something like this. And because white has this stone here on the 4th line instead of the 3rd line, it was advised that white should play a move here at number 10 to finish this joseki. So in this sense, black will get sente instead of white having sente. And of course, AI is not going to like that, right? So even in the age of AI, if you ever do play this joseki, it's totally fine to not play here at number 10, because now we know playing on the corners are way more important than playing a move here on the side. So this is totally fine, especially for beginners, lower level amateur players. You can still play this joseki. For more explanation, just check out 502.1. So this is highly similar. Of course, another way to deal with number 7, which we now consider as a slow move, is just to ignore it. So white can already play elsewhere, and once again, playing 7 and 9 is not the biggest moves that black can make at the beginning of a game. Occupying the corner is important, but it's on the 2nd and 3rd lines here, and it's not putting a lot of pressure on 4 and 6. Like 4 and 6 can jump out very easily, can move to the side very easily. It's not really worried about being attacked. So that is why white's number 8 in this situation can just play elsewhere. And that's actually it about number 7, although we'll come back to this move in the next lesson after an exchange here. We'll come back to this move right here, but for now, if you play this move right after white's number 6, those were the conclusions, right? White can ignore number 7 here, or white can play the 3-3 point, black makes a 2-space extension, and now in the age of AI, white can confidently play elsewhere. instead of having to play right here. Although in old joseki books, you're going to see a move right here to finish the shape, but now it's not necessary and even slow to play here at number 10. Another set of joseki stemming from the first 3 moves here on the upper left is once again this attachment underneath and this double hane at number 9. So once again, most of the josekis, the simple ones I showed you in lessons 502, the whole series, still holds up. So white can connect here, black can play at number 11, perfectly fine joseki to play. Arguably number 6 is slightly better than playing here at c14 on the 3rd line, but this is perfectly playable for both sides. Or, as AI would suggest, playing here at number 10 is also fine. Once again, black should play right here, this double tiger's mouth move, very solid. Both sides are basically alive and quite peaceful. Of course, white can also consider this move. We've seen this before, and now arguably white can take sente, right? Because white is really not afraid of being attacked. So for beginners, if you want a base, right, you should still stand down here at number 14, and for black, you should just play something like this to finish the shape here. So once again, very peaceful joseki, very similar to some of the josekis stemming from number 7 and 9 that we've seen in lessons 502 in the previous series of josekis. So these are going to be highly similar. Lastly, there's also this move that black has. It's mostly eliminated in professional games in the age of AI, but as I mentioned before, it's still perfectly playable for amateurs. Although number 6, being on the 4th line, projects more influence towards the center. So black's playing at number 7 is worse than when white's number 6 is on the 3rd line. So I think this sets us up for the new AI joseki for next lesson, which is right here. It's a very new move. You would not see this before 2016. It would be considered a terrible move for black, but now it is considered acceptable. So why is that? I'll explain in the next video, because it will take quite a bit of time. So I will call it for now. We've started talking about this one space jump in response to the small knight's approach to the corner start point. So please stay tuned. In the next lesson, we'll talk about what happens after black's number 7 right here. Thank you for watching.